Hi there, it's teacher Lulu, and it's a nice day to learn a thing or two. In this video, we are going to review coefficients of quadratic equations. So this is just a review. This is not a full discussion. We are just going to run through the coefficients of quadratic equations. What are they and what are the things that we could derive from them? Uulitin ko, review lang ito. So let us start. Let us begin a review with identifying the coefficients of quadratic equation. The coefficients can be identified if the quadratic equation is in standard form. It is in standard form if it is in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, where a, b, and c are all constants, and a is not equal to 0. A cannot be 0 because if it is 0, it will eliminate the term ax squared and making the whole equation non-quadratic. So that is why A cannot be 0. In this equation, A is what we call the quadratic coefficient. It is called quadratic coefficient because it is the coefficient of x squared, the one with a degree. So it is called quadratic coefficient. And then B is called the linear coefficient. It is called linear coefficient because it is the term with x, with exponent 1. That's why it's called linear. And the last one is C, and it's called constant. It doesn't have any variable with it. So it is constant. So we have the three, A, B, and C. So sa madaling salita, yung A ay yung kasama ni x squared, yung B ay yung kasama ni x, at yung C ay yung walang kasama. So baka single siya. Okay, so let us have a quick example in identifying. So let's have 2x squared minus 3x minus 5. So ulitin natin, si A, yung kasama si x squared. Si B, yung kasama ni x. At yung C ay yung walang kasama. So therefore, in this equation, A is equal to 2, B is equal to negative 3, and C is equal to negative 5. Sometimes the equation is not as simple as this because this one is already in standard form. So if it is not, you need to make it in standard form first. So if there is a need to simplify, simplify. If there is a need to expand, then expand, as long as it will lead you to the standard form. Got it? Yes, got it. So what are the things that we could derive from the coefficients? First, we have the quadratic formula. So we use this quadratic formula in solving for the roots of the quadratic equation. So that is x is equal to negative b plus minus the square root of the quantity b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So we use this again for solving the value of x, or the roots. So a quick example, let's have the equation a while ago. 2x squared minus 3x minus 5 equals 0. So to get the value of x, we use the quadratic formula, negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So substituting, we know that a is 2, b is negative 3, and c is negative 5. So that will be, okay, b is negative 3. In the formula, it's negative b, so that means we have to negate b. So this is negative 3. Negation of that is positive 3. Negate means changing the sign. And then plus minus the square root of b squared, so that's negative 3 squared minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is negative 5. Okay, so all over 2a, so that's 2 times 2, which is a. Okay, be careful with the sign. Simplifying that, we will have 3 plus minus the square root of 9 plus 40 all over 4, which is 3 plus minus square root of 49 over 4. It's getting a little bit crowded, so let's have it erased. So that's 3 x equals 3 plus minus square root of 49 all over 4, which is 3 plus minus 7 all over 4. So there are two values of x, so that is x is equal to 3 plus 7 over 4, and then x is equal to 3 minus 7 over 4. So therefore x is, this is 10 over 4, which is 5 over 2, and negative 4 over 4, which is negative 1. So that means x is equal to 5 halves and negative 1. Okay, so that's how we use quadratic formula. A, B, and C are needed. Okay, next, another thing that we could have the coefficients are the discriminants. So the discriminant is basically the term inside the square root symbol in the quadratic formula, and it determines the nature of the roots. We are not going in there because our task is just to review where could we use the coefficients. So the discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. So if we have the equation a while ago, which is 2x squared minus 3x minus 5 equals 0, its discriminant will be, so again, this is a, this is b, this is c. So that will be b squared, so that's negative 3 squared minus 4 times a, so that's 2 times c, negative 5. We already got this a while ago. This is 49. So the discriminant is 49. Okay, so we could get the nature of the roots there. So it's positive, meaning that's two real unequal roots, rational roots. Okay, and of course, we could also have the sum and product of the roots. Okay, so the sum of the roots is denoted with the formula negative b over a, and the product of the roots is c over a. Without solving for the roots, we can get the sum and product. So, quick example with the example equation a while ago. So that's 2x squared minus 3x minus 5 equals 0. The sum of the roots will become, so that's negative b over a. A, b, c. So that is negative b, again change the sign, so that's negative 3, change sign, so that's positive 3 over a, which is 2. And then the product will be c over a, so that's negative 5 over 2. So without even solving for the roots, we now have the sum and the product of the roots. And you need the coefficients for that. So those are the things that we could derive from the coefficients of the roots. We need this in our next lessons. Goodbye everyone. See you next class.